You guys couldn't hear me up until now. Hi! And we haven't gotten into any storyline at all, so... This is Cloud, my bodyguard. He walked her all the way home from the church, and... If you did miss the stream on Sunday, it is available as a long-form content that you can watch. It's alright, I had Cloud with me. Thank you, Cloud. This is Aerith's mother. She's actually Aerith's adopted mother, as we're actually about to learn fairly soon, I believe. Is Sector 7 far from here? I want to go to Tifa's bar. Yeah, I bet you do. Is Tifa a girl? Yeah, yeah. A girlfriend? Well, she's my friend, and she's a girl, so, yep. Oh, how nice. That's nice. She's still gonna show him to Sector 7, because she's just a nice person. Yeah, Aerith is hard as nails underneath the surface. She only looks soft. Mom, I'm taking Cloud to the hood. I'll be back later. The bed. They're all gonna sleep in one bed. Like the grandparents in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Good night. Oh, man. So he doesn't actually sleep. His, inner self starts having a conversation with him. You see these from time to time throughout the early part of the game, and they're always kind of cryptic. And he's actually remembering the last time he was home with his mom. There are a lot of temptations in the city, Cloud. I think you should settle down with a girlfriend. Mom wants you to go cougar hunting. Cloud, listen to your mother. Go find yourself an older girlfriend who'll take care of you. Cloud's mom wants him to find a new mommy. I must have fallen asleep. He didn't mean to fall asleep. Now the trick with this is if you use your analog sticks, Cloud will run. And he will make noise. You also have to hug that railing because there's a board outside her bedroom that creaks. Now that we're downstairs, we can be as loud as we want. Alright, coast is clear. Time to run off. Okay, so one of the things that we need to do before we head out of here is go into the shack located at the bottom of the screen. We gotta go find the Turtles Paradise flyer, which I believe is upstairs in here. Yeah. So these flyers, I think there's 6 of them. If you see them all, when you get to Wutai, they'll give you a full set of sources. And another thing I learned today when I was preparing for our stream this evening is, if you look in this dresser, and then we gotta find the kids' money. But we leave it. If you leave it, you come back later, you get a turbo ether. It's worth missing out. And even if I don't remember to go back for it, I mean, it's 5 gil. It's bad karma. I don't know what's in here. Let's find out what's in here. I'm guessing we could probably use some Phoenix Downs, considering that we used our last one to try to We don't want to buy very many. We are going to want our money when we get to Wall Market. In fact, in order to get the best outcome for Wall Market, you actually have to have some gil. We are going to get in some fights between here and there, but not that many. I've got one of everything right now, and that's good enough. I mean, really, the other game that I was playing, which over on Twitch, I had made it to, we were about to go back into Midgar for the last time, so like I was almost done with Disc 2. And I gotta say, I don't really use like the original basic materia very much, and I don't anticipate that I will this time very much either. I love how he just kind of comes around that corner like, oh, you're up early. It's got kind of the same sort of air to it that the person coming home late at night and the person flips on the light in the dining room like, oh, where are you, Mr. Men About Town? Excuse me. I'm really hoping I don't sniffle this whole evening, but, you know, 'tis the season. And here we have maybe one of the, well, this is a very unique enemy that we're encountering here, the Hell House. And it is, well, it's exactly what it appears to be. It is a house. And maybe we'll just kind of take our time with him so you can kind of get the full effect of the Hell House, because it doesn't continue to look like this if you let it live for much longer. You'll also note Aerith does like no melee damage at all. And I don't think I've got any materia on her because I think this is the first time she and I have fought together. You'll see it, like, just like a body pops out of the house. Isn't that terrifying? Like, there's just a lot of legs and a lot of hands and a lot of limbs and cannons, and you find an HD version of this in Rebirth, and it's pretty, or Remake, and it's pretty great. This should do him in. This should about get him. My goal tonight is to get through Wall Market. I don't know how long I'm going to be on. Like, now that I'm actually on, it's like I'm not as entertaining as I had hoped I would be. Yeah, that did it. That's fine. If we were any closer to back to the beginning, I would go back and sleep in that inn and just not have to use any items. But I don't really have that option. I should probably give Aerith something, though. Oh, it just automatically gives everything back. And the nice thing about having Aerith around is, remember those limit breaks we were talking about last time? Aerith's limit break actually doesn't do damage, it heals people. It heals your team. So I don't really have to keep a restore spell around with Aerith if I don't have a lot of materia slots like I do now. Later you end up with way, way more, so it ends up not being as big of a deal, but still. I think I might throw that all materia on Cloud with some kind of damage spell. I think the only enemies that you encounter that absorb anything in this game, or at this part of the game, is going to be fire, so we probably should go with like all ice or all lightning. And we're about to see Aerith's limit break in action. I am so glad I realized that my mic was muted early enough. Like, I actually recorded like 40 minutes of, I completely missed Icicle in on my first playthrough because it was muted. And it's an easy mistake to make. Because I'm actually not hearing myself, because if I were to record myself, if I were to be listening to the signal that's coming from OBS, it would be on a delay. And it is really trippy to listen to yourself on like a half-second delay. It completely makes you sound like it makes you sound like you're drunk, honestly. It sounds awful because you get confused because you're used to one thing that you use when you're speaking as a cue to make sure you're on track is to hear yourself. Well, if you're hearing yourself at a delay, it messes up your brain's processing of your voice. So I can't hear myself, or at least I can't hear the signal that's coming from my mic. Why do you keep trying to get rid of her, Cloud? It doesn't matter what you say here. You're going to Sector 7 one way or the other. You can offer to take her home. She won't go home. I love this playground set. It's so Studio Ghibli. I guess there must be some kind of ladder on the back, because that is awfully tall for him to just hop up there like that. The visual image of the hole in Cloud's memory, just kind of, just like in a movie, how they would illustrate that. Aerith's first boyfriend was in Soldier too. We learn quite a lot about him later. It does matter though, Aerith. You should tell us. We won't find out his name until later, and I'm not going to say it now. I'm glad they took the time to actually say that's Tifa, because in a game like this, you kind of identify characters by what they're wearing, and Tifa's not wearing her normal clothes, which is kind of a plot point here. She is, she's dressed kind of provocatively because she's on her way on a secret mission to do a little subterfuge, little sexpionage. And Aerith's like, well, she looks kind of odd. Well, Cloud, I thought you had good taste in women, and she seems a little trashy. What's going on? You'd be pleased to know I put myself a nice list together so I don't have to keep referring to... Because every stream I do, there ends up being this... There's not really a better place for me to put it, but, you know, like this moment where I'm like, strategy guide. Huh? We don't have to do that this time. Really. I watched this, I'm going to have to do it anyway. So this is Wall Market South, and it is it's basically the red light district. This is Vegas and Amsterdam and Bangkok and all those places that when something happens there, it stays there. That's Wall Market. The first thing we're gonna do is go to the weapon. Well, no, I don't want to go to the weapon shop yet because we may need our gil for our mission, and we have other ways of obtaining gil between now and when we really have a chance to shop. The first thing we're going to do is save, though. Yeah, I made it to level 51 in my other game. We will get there. It only took me about a month, and I was streaming like twice a week, so we'll get there. Okay, the first place we are going is kind of the heart of this whole expedition, the Honey Bee Inn, which is, well... It's, unless you speak the language and we're just going off of context clue, this is either a place for very young girls or very big boys. It is unfortunately well, not unfortunately, but you know, it is, it's the seedier sort, so. Honey Bee Inn is a private club, only members can go in, shoo. Let's talk to this guy in the vest. He seems like a regular. Ew. Supposed to ask about Tifa. This expedition. Now really, we could go get all weird about it, but really, at the end of the day, this is about Cloud having to put on a disguise. And the better of a disguise we get, the better of an outcome we will have. So we will work on getting Cloud the very best disguise that we can get. And we're going to have a little fun in the meantime, because this is a very zany madcap sort of caper. After all the heaviness of the last chapter, this is actually fairly humorous. This is the mansion of Don Corneo, the most powerful man in Wall Market, who has some really bomb-looking noodle shops in his front yard. Look, the Don's not into men, so let me catch you around here again. What makes you think he's just gonna let her go on in there? She is a go-getter. I'm just gonna go on in. I'll tell her about you. No. If you go in there, they're probably not gonna let you leave. You do know what kind of place this is, right? It's you know, it's the sort of place that guys who own private islands have. Oh man. Okay, we need to go see if Tifa's alright. And she just thought of the obvious solution. They're going to dress our very angular featured hero with his piercing blue eyes and perfect skin, dressed like a girl. And you know, Cloud is very pretty, so I think he can pull it off. I got a real cute friend I'm going to bring in. Cloud is certainly very cute, so no lies spoken. Okay. Alright, where do we go next? Alright, we gotta go attempt to buy a dress. That looks like Chef from South Park, does it not? Okay. Into the dress shop. Excuse me, I'd like to buy a dress. It seems like they got a couple of them hanging on the wall there. He's in a slump. He's slumped over the bar. We can't get a dress unless we do something about your father. He's caused so much trouble. You'd help me bring him back? I don't know what period of time this is supposed to be taking place during, but this guy must be like that lady who thrift shops and makes all the bikinis on YouTube. That lady's amazing. If you've never seen her, like she buys these old tacky dresses, and she has like a rotary cutter, and she just makes bikinis out of them. It's crazy. I don't remember what her name is. She shows up in my feed. Okay, we gotta go to the bar. Go talk to this guy, which is her father. Excuse us, are you the girl at the clothing store?
I own the clothes shop, but I ain't your father.
I didn't say that. Make me some clothes. You get the impression that Cloud is not particularly excited about this mission, but you know he's trying to be a good sport, and Dad's just a curmudgeon. Cloud, why don't you go over there? Why don't you see if they have buffalo wings and mozzarella sticks? You like those, don't you? Why don't you go over there and have you something to drink? See if they got one of those twisted teas or something. You know, mister, he always said just once he'd like to dress like a girl. You know, Aerith, it's not cool to just tell stories like that about people when they don't have their permission. Making regular clothes. Okay, what kind of dress do we want? This is important, though. You have to make sure that we tell them that we want something soft that shimmers. He's got a friend who has the same taste. I'll go talk to him. You know, I would imagine being a dressmaker in a town like this, you probably make a lot of dresses for drag queens. So yeah, chances are he probably does know a lot of people with that kind of taste. You know, for having never put a dress on before, he gets this thing on remarkably quick, even with having to need help. I wouldn't have even been out of the soldier uniform yet. A wig. Aerith, do you see what giving away more detail than was needed has gotten us into? I mean, you gotta hand it to Dad, though. He did definitely get his vigor back for dressing people. Okay. Let's talk to this person. We're gonna do squats. You're the one who wants to be cute. Cute? Yeah, he wants to be cute. And about the wig. This is kind of fun. I like the idea of having to do squats to win a wig. Okay, YBA. I always get the button pattern mixed up because I always remember it from the PlayStation. And just word to the wise, if you're an old school PS1 player and you play this on the Switch, the button pattern is actually, I believe, a little different. YBA in that order. I got it. Yeah. You just gotta go slow, steady, even. Don't go too fast. You want to maintain a rhythm, and it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And if you fall out of rhythm, that's when Cloud will stop doing what he's doing. Once you get used to it, it's really easy. Shit. This is crap, man. Well, whatever. We got the dyed wig. Can I try again? I don't think he's going to be up to trying again. I think that the best thing to do is to leave before this gets into a bigger kerfuffle. So we got the wig. Go to the materia store. Okay, we got to talk to the guy about the vending machine mission. Oh. This is just the... All of this is very nonsensical. NPC quests, side quests like this. I guess this isn't really a side quest, but these types of busy work in these types of games, it is always a scenario that would never happen in real life. Like, there is no way that this guy would send another guy into a hotel to buy something out of the vending machine because he has to know what's in there, because he got into a fight with the owner and he can't go there anymore. Yeah, that is not a thing that has ever happened. Like, I'm trying to think of a real-life analog to something like that, and it's like, bro, I got into a fight with the cashier down at Speedway. I really need the new monster. I need you to go down there and buy it for me. Which is, again, probably not a thing that would happen. So we're going to buy the expensive one. And we still get to sleep. We still get the full benefit of spending that 10 gil on the hotel room, at least. Alright. Go back to the materia store, take in the item. I think it turns out that it's like an energy drink or something. I got it. Oh, really? Hey? Protein drinks. Jerk, I'm gonna do so much more what on earth is the materia store selling that has anything to do with protein drinks? Thanks, bud. I'm motivated now. And he's gonna give us a diamond tiara. go with our Whig. Okay, the next place we're going. So I believe... Okay, yeah, we have to go to the place with the cat out front. No, that's the pharmacy. We have to go buy food and then... I was talking about this the last time I played through this with my brother. Like, there's really not a lot of, like, incidents where you see these characters eat anything in this game. Like, RPGs, it's really funny because there's either, like, a really big emphasis on food, where you're, like, creating recipes and, like, making things to make yourself stronger, or there's, like, food doesn't exist. And this is, like, one of the few times you ever actually hear of them eating something. So we get a pharmacy coupon. It doesn't... I think that the best thing we want is the digestive. So we'll see. Just one thing after the other. We got our snack where they gave us a pharmacy coupon. Like, oh, did you try the Korean barbecue? Here's a coupon for Ulta Cosmetics. You can go buy you a lipstick. We have to talk to this guy a minute. It seems like your button's not working, doesn't it? Yoo-hoo. Sir. Sir. And then the dialogue box shakes. We startled him. Don't just stand there. I've been saying something for like 5 minutes, dude. Like, I'm right here. I want the digestive. Give me that Imodium. I need to take it to this lady in the bathroom at the bar. Someone's in here, don't look. Us, some poor guy or girl puking in the toilet. Gross. Sexy cologne. Yeah. Yeah, just rush on in there, bud. Just get you a big old snootful. It'll be great. That's awful. Why? Why did you do that? Let it air out. And our next destination is back to the Honeybee Inn, where we will speak to a man in a white shirt who's going to give us his membership card. I'm going to go ahead and save just in case, you know, for all I know, the electricity could go out in 2 minutes and I get cut off a stream and my Switch dies and we got to do all this over again. And I don't want to do this again. I've already done this once in the last 2 months. I don't want to do it again. Okay. Oh, there's the guy in the white shirt. He just gives us his membership card because his nerves are too bad. Thanks, buddy. Is that a membership card shining in your hot little hand? All of the Don's guys, I imagine they talk like game show hosts. Or like strip club DJs, like... When we meet back up with Aerith, it's pretty... Pooh, I mean, sir. I don't know what it is she's trying to call him, like, unless she's trying to call him a poo head. What room is this? Please choose a room. The group room. No. Mm-mm. I think you get better stuff from this one anyway. Why isn't it letting me check it? Oh wait, this isn't where I wanted to go yet. I'll take this one. Yeah, don't make me repeat myself. That's awful. And like, I hate that that's just said like, oh, he's probably the violent type. Like, just so matter of fact. Like, yeah, that probably is true. Like, sad. Okay. And then we go with Cloud. Where Cloud isn't having a good time. And he encounters himself. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Again, allergies. So Cloud basically had almost like a panic attack and passed out. He was seeing himself in the third person, which is actually something that really happens to people. He was dissociating. This is coming from outside him. That it started moving and wake up. No. Why is his MP restored? Which one of these is the right answer? Huh? Or Well, he seems like a sweetheart. Exactly, Cloud. It's best just to move on. So now we're going to go back in the dressing room. Because the girls will feel sorry for me. Well, yeah, I mean, if he was in here to... Yeah, have him put makeup on you. Boop, boop, boop. Oh my. Oh my. Okay. I think that I did this right. I guess we'll find out. Oh, there's Johnny again. Oh, wait, watch. If you talk to them... Aerith, thanks for the flower in one gill. I'll treasure this. I'm gonna dry it and keep it for good luck. Oh. Okay, she just kind of pops off. She will not go anywhere near that place. Okay, so I think we have everything and more. And you got to imagine Cloud is looking like somebody in a British New Wave band right now in that outfit and that makeup. I'm as ready as I'm gonna get, Aerith. You know, sir, the way you were talking, it almost seems like this was already your business, which is perfectly fine. Miss Cloud. I thought they didn't have any dresses. Suddenly they got 3 or 4 for Aerith to choose from. I mean, it's not like there's... Cloud's not that big of a guy. It's not like there's something in a normal women's clothing store that won't fit Cloud. Apparently they only stock Aerith's size normally. And that dress is beautiful in Remake. It's exactly what you're picturing. It's so pretty. And so is Tifa's outfit, actually, too. The little purple thing. Alright, let's go talk to this Rube in the blue shirt who clearly does not remember talking to him 20 minutes ago. This is so gross. feel like I'm walking into an episode of this season of Euphoria. Don't wander. Yeah. We will wander. We're going down in the basement. he got a little nervous about that. Be right back. In a way, I feel sort of lucky that no one's watching tonight because that means that me sniffling, I can edit it out before anybody sees it. Right, with Cloud. We just met, it's nothing. And Tifa's like, well, I don't care. I was kind of happy to find out he had a girlfriend. We're just friends. Everybody's just friends. Cloud is forever alone. Now watch, it's so funny when she looks. she's so tickled. It lifts her off the ground. Why are you dressed like that? What are you doing here? She hasn't seen him since he fell off that piece of rebar back in that first reactor. She's thought he was dead this whole time. Everybody thought he was dead. What happened? Quite literally probably squeezed some information out of him. Don Corneo is truly a gross person. He's really, really icky. So every day he's looking for a bride and he chooses 3 and where's she go? They never really say. Probably off to the private island. A lot of this is a little bit of a gallows humor because there's really no comfortable way to talk about exactly what's going on right now. So I'm just trying to get through this like, whew. No, you didn't need to ask. And unfortunately, because I didn't quite get the squats game exactly right, he's gonna pick Tifa, which is different than what last time. I have footage of him picking Aerith, which is really not drastically different. Ew. And this is exactly the type of like tacky. Well, you know, there's a lot of places that I was thinking about comparing it to that I just really don't think I'm going to. It's very Vegas-y. Let's say that. It's very Vegas-y. I really think he... Oh! Oh, he did pick Cloud. Okay. I thought because I didn't get the good wig that he wouldn't pick him, but I guess he does. Well... His hair doesn't change, based on... Do not want. I said you'd never regret picking up an item. I lied. Yeah. Well. It was really cool, the dress shop guy, to make that like rip-off dress. I didn't even make it out of old Adidas like pants, like the ones with the snaps. I think he's got it coming, Cloud. I think you should do it. No. It looks like he has a banana sitting on top of his head. It's really like a blonde mohawk, but it looks like a banana. Ugh. See what I mean about Aerith? She is not a delicate little flower. She just looks like she is. It's camouflage. I mean, there was never any question about Tifa. Tifa's always looked like a baddie from the beginning. Because he's clueless. There's no right answer. He's going to drop you through the floor one way or the other. And I mean, why would you want to make that guy feel good by giving the right answer anyway? And there is no right answer. So it's an interesting factoid about the character that we're seeing here. The man in the blue suit. His name is Reeve. And he is involved with a playable character we have later. He's the head of the urban development department. He's been involved in the building and running of Midgar. He designed it with the best of intentions. He's like Victor Gruen. He designed the mall and then people ruined it. And this guy in the front, he's just straight up evil, and I wish we could hit him with a truck right now. Midgar has a mayor on paper. He is not in charge of anything. He basically sits in an office all day, and he's a figurehead. Look at the way that... Look at that. That's awful. They had a limited moveset for the characters back then, but they still managed to get the point across a lot of the time. Like, maybe more effectively than we do now, with like so many fewer movements. So the plan is they're going to destroy Sector 7 and blame it on Avalanche. And when they say destroy Sector 7, that means they're going to drop the plate on all the people and all the buildings underneath it and reach their conclusion. Which is, I mean, you can't imagine. Well, you can, but you know, that's a level of devastation that the human mind has a hard time comprehending. You know, honestly, we make it through the Shinra building tonight. Like, it's only 7:45. We do actually have to fight a boss here shortly. I mean, if you have any sort of wits about you. It's not a bad boss, though. I believe he is actually weak to... I have it written down here. Apps is weak to fire, the boss we're about to fight. A Caesar. Crab Caesar sounds like something they would serve in Vegas. Maybe they serve it in Wall Market. That's Clam's Casino, excuse me, not Crab Caesar. A Caesar's a drink. Isn't a Caesar like a Bloody Mary with beer instead of vodka? I don't know. I don't drink, and when I did, I thought they were disgusting anyway, so whatever. Okay, so what triggers the battle is... I'll go ahead and give her that. Give her something. And this materia all ends up getting moved around again soon, so... And after we wake up Aerith, the boss shows up. No, it's not. I mean, it's not that bad. This is really not a bad boss fight at all. I'm not that worried about it. Nor should you be. Excuse me. Hurts a lot worse when it comes from the back, and when it comes from the back like this, it actually hurts him worse than it hurts us. That's Tifa's limit break, and I hate it because it's like a slot machine mechanic and I can't get it lined up. I really, really hate it. And that hurt us worse than it hurt him. If he breathes on Aerith, she's gonna get a limit break, so I'm really not overly concerned about it. Gonna go ahead and use the... This is probably gonna kill Tifa. It might... Oh, no, it's not. It might kill him, honestly. It'd be freaking hilarious if he did. Okay. We couldn't wait that long. If he did any more damage to her, she was going to be dead, so... This boss battle does take longer than I remember. Okay, he is weak to fire, so we're gonna go ahead and let that ride, but... There we go. I don't even have to strategize anymore, because he is dead! Alright. And down we go. I don't get a chance to go back to Wall Market. I really should have bought those armor pieces, but I didn't, so... Yeah, if you don't, you're not going to move on with the game. You're going to be sitting here 11 hours from now. You're going to be at level 50, but you're going to be sitting there. Playable characters in this game are not really drastically different from each other, but one thing you will notice is how much higher Tifa's HP is than Aerith's. Tifa's really more of a physical attack character, which is at least, especially back then, was like typically when you have the female playable characters are going to be weaker, but Tifa is actually kind of a bruiser. I wish I liked her limit break more. I never have. I don't think I've ever mained Tifa for that reason, because my reaction time just isn't there. Oh, the train graveyard. Okay. So one thing that is kind of important up in here is that there is a enemy that you fight that has a really good weapon for Aerith. So one of the first things we need to do is equip that steel materia. Okay, we don't really need that restore materia on her. I'm just going to go ahead and put it on Cloud. Yeah, we're good. Wait a minute, did I get the sense materia? I'm an idiot. Okay, let me go back down there and get it. I think that's what was down there. Is the... Oh crap. Well, you know, we can buy those later. That's not that big of a deal. I don't... Maybe that isn't what that was. Okay. So let me see if I can navigate this without having to use a map. This is very, very confusing the first time you come through it if you don't have a map. Because it involves having to get on top of the trains, climb back down. Some of them you can go through. And then later we have an even more difficult to parse way to get through because you actually have to move some of the trains. And Cloud has a second limit break. One thing you definitely want to do when you come through here is check all the trash cans. I promise I'm not crying if you can see tears running down my face. This is allergies. I had my windows open all day today and it was a really big mistake. Oh, okay. Okay, so we can only go this way. And what we're looking for as far as that enemy that we can steal from is, he's got a... He looks like a guy on a horse-drawn carriage. Hopefully this is him. No. We can use that for sure. Healing Wind is great at this part of the game. Later on, it's really not, you know, all that, but she has better limit breaks later. I don't typically main Aerith. I have my reasons. And, you know, if you played this before, you know what those reasons are. And if you haven't played this before, I'm just gonna not get into all that right now. Okay, this is where we came from. There he is. I'm just gonna have her tap Cloud. Sometimes when you're stealing from them, I don't know why, but it helps to attack them at least once. It's like it breaks it loose. I could be completely wrong. It seems like it helps. I think you really only fight this enemy once. Like, I think it's literally like a you fight him once kind of thing. We don't really have anything that can prevent sleep at this point. Typically, this game will introduce a status effect and then demonstrate to you why it's a problem. Because it's like they think they can't sell you on the idea of equipping something to protect you against it until you've actually experienced how much of a nuisance it can be. So it's like, oh, you don't think you want an item that will protect you against sleep, so let's put you to sleep and see how that goes for you. I feel like Tifa probably is the best at stealing things. I don't know why. Maybe because she's like lithe but physical. Let's have Aerith tap him again. Yeah, let's slow him down. There we go. All right, let's take him out. Okay, just give me a second. It's springtime in Appalachia, kids, and I can't breathe. All right. Now, one question I've got, is this where we came up? Or is this another way we can go back down? Because I feel like we may have missed something. No, this is where we came up. Okay. You'd think I'd know this stuff, but, you know, there's so many secrets hidden so many places in this game that it's almost difficult to... It is extremely difficult to remember everything, and it's difficult to not fall into a trap of, I'm just going to look everywhere at everything. And this can easily be a very, very long, like 90-hour sort of situation if you do everything. I actually deleted it when I started my last game, but I had a save file on here that had 70 hours on it, but I had done everything. Like, I had multiple copies of all my master materia. I had beaten all the weapons. And if you want to turn your save file into that, you just have to be really, really thorough all the way through because there's so many items that you can just accidentally miss. One thing that's really frustrating about these ghost guys is, as you can see, they periodically disappear and you can't attack them at all. Like, you're just basically sitting there fighting against nothing, and there's nothing you can do about it other than just... I mean, you can run away from the fight, and people do that. I don't run away from fights very often. Like, as far as I'm concerned, if I know I can survive it, I'm going to get in that fight because I don't view them as a waste of time. It's a way to build your levels. So, unfortunately, I guess I'm not apologizing for not speedrunning this, at least not this time, you know. This is me trying to basically say I'm going to do a more thoughtful playthrough where I try to be more scientific about my approach, but I'm not really following like a specific, you know, strategy. I'm just trying to be as complete as possible and efficient. So we got to go back up. It's so arbitrary the way these have to be positioned because there's really not a lot of reason that they couldn't have done that from where it was. The Dean Glow. It's kind of a cool name for an enemy. I mean, I don't know what it means. I'm sure there's a way to look it up. Like, there's all kinds of lore about every single one of the enemies on this game. I am really sorry for not being more on this evening. I'm just really, like, I've been excited for this all day, but I had a lot of stuff go on at work today. I'm just really exhausted, I guess. And this is at the base of the pillar. Awful. The fact that Wedge is able to speak to anyone at all after that kind of a fall is crazy. Poor guy. R.I.P. to a real one. You know what? Honestly, I think I'm just gonna stop it and quit now because I just... You guys deserve better than what I'm able to give you tonight, and I'm gonna try again later in the week. That's all I can do. Well, if you do watch this later, if I do end up releasing it, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you the next time we're live.